Session is started. So today in Java we are going to see some concept of final keyword in Java. So final is a keyword in Java, and it is like used with class, it is used with variables, it is used with methods. Fine. So three places we can use final keywords in Java. At class level, we can use final keyword. At variable level, we can use final keyword. And at method level, we can use final keyword. So if we are using it at class level, say that you are going to define your class as final. So final class in Java cannot be subclass. Subclass means you cannot inherit it. So it cannot be parent of any child class. Fine. So if you are going to define some variable as a final variable, it means value one initialize cannot be changed. And if you are using method as a final method, it means you cannot override it. So I will first give you the concept of overriding, then I will give you the concept of final methods in Java. So we are going to cover those topics. We'll see how with some examples. Say this is one class. I'm going to take example again. So this is class AAAA. Fine. And there is one class BB, and there is one class CC. So see, I have designed one class called class AA, and I want to make it final. So as of now you can see, if I am not using final keyword with class name, so at that time extend keywords in class C doesn't give me any error. Fine. It is not giving me any error, but if I will try to put like final keyword in Java, so you can see earlier it was having no error, but now it is showing compile time error. Now it is showing compile time error. It means you cannot inherit a final class. Fine. So if you will remove this final keyword, again see, I am removing this final keyword and saving it. Now no error is there. You can see, it means a class which is final class, it cannot be inherited into any child class. So this is one concept for final keyword in Java. And for final, like outer class and inner class, both can be like kept as final. Fine. A constructor cannot be make it final. So these are like basic rules for final, which I am going to tell you. You cannot make a constructor as final. You can make class, outer class, inner class as a final. You can make variable as final. You can make method as final, and final class cannot be subclassed. It means they cannot be inherited. Fine. So this is one concept about final class. Again, we will see some more examples on like variables of final class, of final variables. Fine. So let me take one new class. Final variable demo. I am taking one main method over here. First I will take it in main, then I will define one variable at class level, and so like I will try to explain. Final int x1 equal to 44, say that 6767 I am taking. So I am creating this as a final variable and I am printing the value. So it's the local variable inside the main, so no need to create any instance. Fine. So it's the local variable inside the main method. So you can see main method is starting from here and I am creating one local variable. Let me give the comment so that you don't confuse. It's not the class variable. I am not defining it here. I am defining it inside the main. So it's the local variable inside main. So don't confuse. I am creating one local variable and we can also create some class variable. So for accessing class variable you will have to create one instance, but for accessing local variables you don't need to create any instance. Let me run this. So value is coming 6767 and what you want to do after printing, you want to change the value of x1 to 500. See whether the system is allowing you to know. If I am mouse hovering it, it is saying remove final modifier, because if it is final you cannot change the value. You cannot change the value of x1. So suppose that I am removing the final. Fine. Now you will see the compile time error which was coming, it has gone. Let me print. You can see earlier the value was 6767. Now after changing the value, it is giving me 500. So it is working fine, but if I am taking it as a final, you could see now the error is coming because the final variable cannot be changed. So this is one case which is applied for final variable. One thing I would like to tell you, suppose that I am defining one final variable at class level. Final int y equal to 300. So this is one case. Again I am taking final int y1, just y1. That's it. It means I am creating the variable but not initializing. So for initializing, this is called initializer block in Java. This is called initializer block in Java. Fine. And let me take one more example. Final int y2. Just I am defining here, not initializing. So you can initialize your final variable inside initializer block or inside constructor. Let me initialize inside the constructor. So my class name and constructor name should be same. So I am going to define one constructor. You could see how the constructor I am defining. I am taking one like a class name and constructor name. So it is saying me to initialize the final variable. So I am initializing it y2 equal to 400. So there are three ways in which you can initialize your final variable. One is like at the time of defining or creation. At the time of creation you can define or initialize directly the final variable. Second, you have defined but not initialized, and third time again you have defined but not initialized. So there are two ways in which you can initialize your final variable. One is via initializer block. Let me comment and tell you. This is one concept. This is initializer initializer block in Java. Fine guys, so this is initializer block in Java. So this is a block which runs before the constructor. This is the block, this is the non-static block. You can say this is the non-static block which runs before the constructor. I will let you know how the initializer block is going to work. I will give you some more example. But first let me explain how to initialize the final variable. So final variables can be initialized in two ways. One via initializer block and one via constructors. So if you have not initialized the final variable at the time of creation, so later on you can use two ways to initialize your final variables. Fine, so this is the good concept. But if you have initialized here and will try to initialize again, so it will not allow you, because it's the final variable, it has been initialized and now you are again trying to initialize, so it is not allowed for this. Fine. So this was the concept which are used for initializing the final variables or like using. So now these are like class variables. Fine guys, these are class variables and you want to use it in public static void main. So for every class variable, if you want to use it in public static void main, so rule says that first we have to create one instance. So let me create one instance equal to new class name and constructor name. So I have created one instance. You are aware about that, how to create one instance of any class. So using the class members, you need to create one instance, and via instance name I will print those values. I want to print, so I am using CISO and I will use obj dot and see f is coming. F means final, S means static. You can see S means static, F means final, and triangle is coming, it means default. Blue triangle means default, green symbol it means public, and diamond shape it means protected. So these are some things which you need to know. So I will use like here y1 and y2 both. So first I am using y, second time I will use copy. Let me copy and paste. So I will use here y1 and this time I will use here y2. Now I am going to run. See, the values are coming, but if you will try to change the value, it will not allow you. All the three are final variables. Fine. If you will try to change the value like 500, let me try. It is showing me compile time error. So compile time error is coming. The final variable cannot be reassigned. It means you cannot change the value. Not to confuse you, let me just create one more variable that is non-final. Just simple int x2 equal to 400. Fine. So this is my non-final variable. It means you can directly use and change. I'm using here. Just copy and paste. And let me use dot operator. You can see x2 is coming, but it is not final. F symbol is not there. Let you differentiate how you can differentiate. So x2 is like a normal variable, and you can use here. You can print the value of x2, and later on, if you want, you can also change the value obj dot x2 equal to, say that 500 I am using. See, this time no compile time error is coming. Why? Because it is non-final. So non-final is there. If the variable is non-final, you can change the value. And again, if you want to print, it will allow you to print the latest value or recent value. So let me run. You could see here earlier 300, 200, 400. So 300, 200, 400. Due to this, 400 was coming. And next to 400, let me change not to confuse. And again run. So you can see here. So 300, 200, 400. And value of x2 is coming like 401. And after that, I have changed it to 500. So it's allowing me, and now after that I'm going to print. So it is also printing. So fine guys, so this was concept of final variables. And final variables initializing concept is very good concept. One should know about it, how you can initialize final variable in Java. And after that I will use methods, final methods. Fine. You could see final methods. So, and after that I will have to cover one more topic, what will happen if I will try to extend a class which is not final. Extend a class which is not final, but the members of that class are final. See, my question is that what will happen if I will extend a class to child class which is non-final class. It means its class is normal class, you can extend, but members of that class are final. So question arises here whether the final variable or final member will be inherited or not. So you will find this answer after my session. Let me first explain that what is overridden matter. First let me explain that concept. Fine. So overridden concept, let me use a class AAA example. Fine. And there is one class CCC which has extended class A. You can see here class C extended class A. So let me give you the concept of overridden method, and let me design one method so that I can explain you. Public void demo overridden. I am designing one method. Let me give name like that, overridden. Fine. I am using CISO. We are inside the class AAA. Just for information, I have printed this message that whenever you are going to call this method, you are going to get this message. Fine. So this method, see, this method is a part of class AAAA. Now what I will do, I will copy this method from here and I will go to class C. I will go to class C and I will paste that method here. Name same, but message I am changing. So this will make one kind of confusion. What will happen? This will make one kind of confusion because the class A is having one member which is having the name demo overridden, and class C is also having one member which is having the name same, but other things you will see that it is also having public void, it is also having public void. Fine guys, this is also having public void, this is also having in class C. This is, let me close class B because as of now I don't require, so I will also close this and let me close this because final concept I have given. Let me come to this point. So there will be a confusion for class C. What the confusion is that if I have like implemented or extended class A into class C, so whatever the members which were not private are now present with class C. So you can see I have x1, x2, x3, x4, x8, x9, x99. So there are number of variables here, and methods we are like demo overridden, demo 3, demo 1, m1, m2, m3, and other were there. So you could see lot of members were there, but confusion will arise with this method because this is overridden method. So why overridden? So in the parent class and in the child class, if two method has the name same, and the parameters, or you can say whatever the parameters you are defining, that could be same. So and the return type is this, and like modifiers, all such things are same. So in that case we can call that the method in the child class has override the method of the parent class. What will happen? So all the members are now part of class C except private. So private is like x3 is not like going to be the part of class C, and other members will be now the part of class C. So x1 will go to like class C, x2 will go to class C, x3 will not go, x4 will go, and like x8 will go. All will go except private. Same for method, like I have designed one private method m1, so that will not go, but others will go. So this is like overridden method. So as of now there is no compile time error. Same name present in parent class and same name parent present in child class. Fine. And now there is one question: how you are going to use overridden method? How you are going to use overridden method? So let me comment this and give you the concept, like how you are. Yeah, let me comment all these things because don't require. So let me comment. I will give you the phrase concept with the phrase codes. What I will do, see, this is like parent class, this is child class. You can write like that: AAA OBJ 111. I have taken any name, you can take any name, equal to new AAA You know this is allowed, right? So this is allowed in Java. If you have but if you have inherited a parent class into child class, then you can also write like that: AAA obj 2222, any name you can give. New child class name is CCCC, right? CCCC means to say the reference type. This is called the reference type. You can have the reference type of parent class and you can create the object of child class. So it will allow you to do if and if this is present. If you will remove this, just I am removing this and let you explain what will going to happen. So as of now, it will not allow you if it is not inherited. But if you have inherited, like let me inherit, then it will allow you. So reference class of parent class and object of child class. So it is allowed in Java. So that's why you are using WebDriver equal to new Firefox driver, because Firefox driver is the class which has implemented the interface. So you can have the reference type of parent and object type of child. So this is allowed in Java. But what will happen? Let me explain one thing. If I am using reference type dot, you could see here what are the things are coming. So x1 coming, x2 coming, x4 coming, demo coming, demo. So all three, like, but this method, you can see this demo overridden method is coming from parent class. It is coming of parent class. But this is the big confusion. This is the big confusion. Why it is like that? If you are going to use this method and you will try to run, let me run this code. So what will happen? You could see this message: we are inside the class CCC. It means that all the members you are accessing of the parent class, but the overridden member is coming from the child class. So why it is like that? Due to this line of code. If you are having the reference type of parent class and object of child class, and you are calling the overridden method, so at that time our return method would be it will come from the child class. So this is the concept of overriding or dynamic polymorphism in Java. Now the confusion is like that. So how if I want to access the method of the parent class, so how I am going to use that? See, question is that there is one member which is having the method name as demo overridden, right? And my question is that I want to use this method, not the method of from child class. So how you are going to use that? So it's very simple. You will have to create, just copy an object of parent class, new AAAA, and let me give the reference name, new reference name, like I am using 5555. Fine. So this time I have given the reference type of parent class and like the object of parent class. So if I am going to use obj 5555 dot 555, right? Dot, you could see our return method is coming, and if you are going to run this code, let me comment this. Let me comment this, and I am going to run this line of code. So this time it is going to give you the message we are inside the class A. It means it is calling the method from parent class. So if you want to access the overridden method from parent class, then you have to use like object reference of parent class and object of parent class, and it will call the method name, then it will call the method of parent class. But due to line number 40, so line number 40 is saying that we are having the object of child class but reference type of parent class. So at that time you can use only overridden method of the child class. Let me give you one more concept. You could see that child class are having other members. Child class are having other members like demo, x6, x5. I will like focus you m7, demo overridden. It was like having same name, so that's why it is coming. But like m7 method is there, and if you will try to access with the parent class, so this is like parent class reference. Let me copy here. Is a no, it's not. Let me. Okay, this line of code, line number 14. My object references of parent class and object is of child class. You can see. Now I am trying to access via dot operator. You could see that members which are present in the child class are not coming. So this is one concept which why I wanted to share, because in interview they will be asking if you are having the reference type. Suppose that you have inherited parent and child, right? You have made inheritance and you are having the reference type of parent class, and can you access the members of child class via reference class? So answer is only overridden. Only overridden member of the child class can be accessed and other members will not be accessed. So you can see the other members which are coming are of not of child class. All are coming from A. You can see here. Yes, so all are coming from A. Although we are having the object of child class, but like due to reference type of parent class, other things are non-accessible. Fine. So this is like one concept which I wanted to share with you. This is very important concept. Let me comment this, because like this will arise you confusion. I will simply take one simple method to explain all such things. Let me not comment this because I have to take one. Again I will explain, and in parent class I will comment all the things. I will just take one demo and I will comment all others. Again main 2 I am commenting because I don't require, don't know. So you can see like in class I will public private protected int. Fine. So it is coming error due to, okay, let me uncomment this and let me comment this, because as of now I don't need. So you can see here I have only 4 members like x1, x2, x3, x4, and let me take this method too. Take one simple method required to demo, so that's why I am taking like so this is one method and this is another method. This is our hidden method and this is normal method of class A. I have 4 variables and two methods. One is like which I am going to override it into child class, and one is normal method. So only these are the members of this class, class A. And here in class CCCC, I am having one overridden method. This is called overridden method. So this is the concept of method overriding, because the first line all things are same, number of parameters, method name, method return type. So these things are same, not the body. I am not talking about the body, but body it could be different, but the method name, other things should be same. So fine guys, now you will see over here I have designed one more method. Let me remove static. So this is one normal method, fine. And what I have tried to explain you the concept of method overriding. So method overriding in class, let me remove this because I don't need this. So I have simply created object reference type of parent class and object of child class, and let me use so that you should come to know. See here, x1 is allowed, x2 is allowed, x4 is allowed, and for method, our hidden method is allowed and m1 is allowed. Fine guys. So m7 is not allowed, and this is method is like it is showing only because of that is present in the parent class. So this is one concept. Now question arises like if you want to access all the members. So how you are going to use that? It's very simple. The class name of the child class, it is like CCCC, and let me take obj888 equal to new CCCC, and via this reference dot you can see all the things of parent and child both are visible to you. Just have a look. Some are coming from AA and some are coming from CCCC. Now here if you want you can use our hidden methods. It's very simple, you can try, these things are allowed, but I am like going to give you the demo over hidden. So let me use this, and what will happen, so due to this line of code, line number 50, the local method of this class would be called, because you are having the reference type of class C and object of class C. So always like local method would be given the priority because the reference type is always of the class C. So if I am going to run this code, in the last you can see what the message is coming. The message is coming, we are inside the class C. So if I am going to use obj888.demo overridden, so this time local method is going to call, and due to line number 42, because I am having the reference of parent class but object of child class, so overridden method can be accessed from the child class because you have inherited. So only overridden method from the child class can be accessed via this concept. So in interview they will be asking how you are going to access overridden methods in Java. So you have to explain this concept very well, and you can have a pen and paper, and you can you can take like example of overridden method and you can try to explain. So this is very important interview question. So that's why I have explained this topic in very like detail. Now let me explain the concept of final on method. Suppose that this is my overridden method and I am applying here final keyword. See, earlier I was not having any compile time error, but now I am getting one compile time error. What is the compile time error? The compile time error is remove final modifier of AAA because a final method cannot be overridden. Fine. So either I have to remove this If I will remove this, then the error will go because there is no connection between parent and child. So error has been removed, or either I have to remove this concept final keyword from here. So once the method is defined as final, it cannot be overridden. So nothing will happen if you are going to put final over here. See, you are not getting any error. Mind me, like you will having confusion. What will happen if I will like put final against void m1? So there will nothing will happen. Why it is like that? Because this method is not the part of our written concept. So no compile time error is coming. Fine. So this is the concept of like final keyword in Java. Fine guys. Very important question for interview point of view. So in interview they will be asking what is the difference between finally, final and finalized. So I have covered two topics. Like finally I have already covered in try catch finally session. I have covered the final concept today. That was very important concept regarding interview point of view, and in later session I will be covering like finalize. So how you are going to use the concept of finalize in Java. So that is also a good topic. We will try to see it later. Then your one interview question would be fully prepared, because in I think out of 7 out of 10 interview, they are going to ask this question, like what is the finally in Java? Fine. So this was like all about concept. Let me cover some Selenium topic. In Selenium, we have seen one concept in last class that I have implemented the same concept in different way that I want to show you. So first let me explain manually what is going to happen. This is the site. I will open this site. In Chrome browser, I will open this site. Why it is taking a lot of time? So let me take one example. So this is the site I have used, and via control button, holding down control button, I am clicking on this elements. Fine. So earlier in last session we have seen this kind of example, and I am doing the same thing in different way. See, in line number 21 I have opened the Chrome browser. In line number 23 I have like launched the URL, like open the URL, you can say launch the browser and open the URL. Line number 25 I have put timeouts. Line number 27 I have put maximize. Like line number 29, there is one concept of frame. So I have used frame like driver dot switch to dot frame. In line number 31, what I am doing, I am counting like how many elements are there. So on the basis of common pattern. So how I'm going to get the common pattern, right click, inspect the fire path. So this is the element of which is coming X path for first element, and if you will remove big bracket, you will get like 7 matching nodes. You can see over here left corner down, 7 matching nodes are coming and all the nodes are being selected. So these are like common pattern and I'm using find elements. So find elements is going to give you the list of elements. So based on common pattern, so I'm using common pattern. I have removed like big bracket here and I am using common pattern. So via common pattern and find elements, I am going to get the list and I have stored the list into web elements. So this is the reference type variable and via reference type variable dot size, I am getting the size. Fine. And I am taking one reference of action class over here. So in line number 35, I am printing that how many elements I got. In line number 38, because there is one combination of control and mouse click. So this kind of operations cannot be done via driver.find element. So I will have to take the help of actions class for performing such operations over here. And I am using actions class, like passing the driver reference, and now the actions class reference will take the control from driver and will perform the more actions. And other things are same, like I am clicking the control button via key down and I'm coming on. I have used like thread dot slip. I have used for loop here. So for loop like concept, it's bit simple, but I have changed the code in line number 15, which I want you to explain. You will see over here in the click, I am not directly using web element. Earlier I was using web element, but here I am not using web element directly. I am using this line of code. So let me cut here and paste it somewhere and let you explain what is going to happen, because this concept is widely being used in the further classes. In the coming sessions I am going to use this concept, so that's why I am going to explain it. So I am using driver.find element by .xpath, and here I am passing the dynamic value. So how I am going to do that? Let me come to this point. So here I am using if one and bracket close. So this time first element is selected. If I am using 2, second element is being selected. So this is my concept which I wanted to use. I am starting my loop from 0, right? I am starting my loop from 0 and it will go to the 6 because the total number is 7. So it will due to less than size, it will go to the 7. So sorry, it will go to the 6. So when I want to perform such operations on the 7th element. So here my value will be 6 and 6 plus 1 7. So this is bit tricky concept you have to use, because the value of I is dynamic. So dynamic value in the double quotes cannot be passed. So you will have to break it. So for breaking, you can put plus operator over here and you can pass any dynamic value here. And again you will have to use plus operator, and again you could enclose other things. So this is one concept which I wanted to explain you. And to handle the dynamic table, I will use the same concept in the coming session. So that's why this is the very good concept. And I am using act.click.perform. So in click, I am passing the reference on which element I have to click, and other things are commented, and after coming out from the loop I will release the control button. So this is my code. Just wanted to explain up to here because this is one good concept. Fine. And value of I plus 1, and in the parenthesis I am passing. So what will happen when it will like use 0? So it will automatically use 1, because the concept like 0 is not present here. No matching nodes, because matching is start from G1. So that's why I am using this. Fine guys. So I am using I plus 1, and here I will not change anything, just I have used I plus 1. Let me run this code and see what will happen. One thing I wanted to show you here, when you will run your code in Chrome browser, you will get Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. If you want to disable this notification, so today we will also see how to disable that notification over here. You could see my code is working fine. 4, 5, 6, 7. So all are clicked, and after that browser would be closed. So my code is working fine. Fine guys. And I want to disable that notification that Chrome is being controlled by automated software. So you could take the help of Google. It's very simple. How to disable the Chrome is controlled by automated software. Just Google it out, you will find some code, and I will use this code. Yeah, this line of code is the main thing. Disable info bars. Let me copy it here. Where I have launched the Chrome, I can use it before that. So we will have to use before launching the Chrome. Other things you can take, you cannot, because that are other settings too which you could use. So let me explain what is going to happen. There are Chrome options. So Chrome options, like it's a kind of default setting which you can use, and you can use default setting. So this is going to give you error. First put your mouse over here and import Chrome options. So once you have imported Chrome options, all the errors should be gone, and you are getting like a driver error. So let me come to that point too. Let me remove, it is not required. This is required. Its name should be same as. So this is main line of code. One is like maximize, it could be required. Other you can like comment, because others may not require. But might be for some things, for some pop-up kind of blocking is there, so you could use like pop-up blocking. It depends upon like URL to URL. Default apps, it doesn't require. Disable info bar is the main thing, and that you need to use. And one more settings, like you have created one reference variable of Chrome options. So you could use this reference variable, and you have to pass this reference variable to initialize your browser with this kind of profile. So like this is very important. In somehow, in the some cases, it is like being irritating every time you are getting like Chrome is controlled by automated software, Chrome is controlled by automated shell. So you will have to use Chrome options, whatever the reference variable you want to create, equal to new Chrome options, and after that like this is for maximize. So I will disable here maximize. I maximize my local code not required because I have already used default setting for maximize, and like pop-up disable pop-up blocking, some kind of pop-up would be there, so that will be blocked. And this is main very important. Whatever the message you are going to get, Chrome is controlled by automated software, it will disable that notification. Fine. And what you have to do, you have to use whatever the options you have added, you have to just copy and paste it in the Chrome driver or the Firefox. So Firefox has different setting. This is the setting or for Chrome. You could use this setting and like run this code. And let's try what is going to happen. You have to notice two things. One is driver. Chrome is controlled by automated software. That message should not become. And one, like you have disabled your local maximize, so that should be gone. It should be by default maximize. See, maximize by default is there. One code is working, and second you have to observe like Chrome is controlled by that message should not be there. I think the code is working fine, right guys? Fine guys, my code is working fine. These things I wanted to share with you, and this is all about today. Again tomorrow we will be having session, and tomorrow we will see some more topics in Java or more topics in Selenium, but tomorrow we will try to cover web table. Web table concept tomorrow I will try to cover. So you could also Google it out if somewhere. There are two kinds of web table. One is static web table and one is dynamic web table. So I will try to gather all the examples from different sources and will try to explain you in detail. So that's all for today.